Avatar Fire and Ash had a huge global opening, but it's lagging behind Avatar The Way of Water. Thanks for tuning in to this weekend's box office winners. Now before we dive in, make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss what movies are dominating at the box office. And now let's dive into the numbers. To start off, Avatar Fire and Ash came under expectations both domestically and internationally at the box office, as the threequel opened to $88 million domestically, which is not as strong as its predecessors, The Way of Water's $134 million domestic opening. But it did come above the first film's $77 million opening back in 2009. Internationally, the film opened to $257 million, which is also behind The Way of Water's international debut, but it's not a stark drop-off like domestically, leading the film to a marvelous $345 million global opening. But once more, when comparing it to its predecessor, which made $441 million in its opening, it's not a great sign for this third film. As always though, with the Christmas corridor, movies have a longer staying time, so Avatar 3 could close that gap with amazing holds both domestically and internationally. And I'm still predicting that the film will make over $1 billion and much more. And Disney better hope that it has good legs, as the film has a hefty $350 million budget, which shouldn't be surprising as every single frame in the film is beautiful. Premium screens also did a lot of heavy lifting, as 66% of the audience saw the film on a premium screen like IMAX, Dolby, 3D, and much more. And 38% of the audience was 25 years or younger, meaning that the film is catering to younger audiences as well. This threequel also received an A Cinema score, which is amazing, and does match the previous two Avatar films, which also received an A Cinema score. So this is great news for the film's legs. Now let's take a look at the rest of the top 10. In second place was Angel Studios' David, which opened to $22 million in the States. And this is an impressive opening for two reasons. One is because it has now become Angel Studios' biggest opening ever, surpassing Sound of Freedom, which opened to $19.6 million back in 2023. And two, this family animated film has beaten both The Housemaid and Spongebob to take the number 2 spot this weekend at the box office. Plus, the film might have great legs as it has a great A Cinema score. Coming in at number 3 was Lionsgate's The Housemaid, which opened to $19 million. And it seems that Lionsgate has made a comeback at the box office, as they had 2 great wins back to back with Now You See Me 3 and now The Housemaid. This is a book-to-film adaptation, and it looks like it will have great legs this holiday season, as it also received a B Cinema score, which isn't bad for R-rated thrillers. At number 4 was the SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants, which opened to $16 million. It is the lowest debut for a SpongeBob film, and it seems that David stole a lot of its thunder. So let's see if Paramount can keep this film afloat through the holiday season. At number 5 was Zootopia 2, making another $14.5 million, dropping 44% from last weekend. This sequel has now made $282 million in the States and $1.27 billion worldwide. And it's on track to finish with around $1.5 to $1.7 billion, which is just amazing for Disney. At number 5 was Five Nights at Freddy's 2, making another $7.2 million, but dropping a harsh 63%. It's now made $108 million in the States and $201 million worldwide. And it may not be able to reach the first film's $297 million global run, but it might get close to the $250 million range. At number 7 was Wicked for Good, making $4.3 million and dropping 50% from last weekend. The film has now made $320 million domestically and $484 million worldwide. And just like with Five Nights at Freddy's, I don't think this film will match the first film's global run and will likely end its run at about $550 million. At number 8 was Durandar, making another $2.5 million and dropping a healthy 28%. While at number 9 was A24's Marty Supreme, making $875,000 in just 6 theaters. And this is spectacular news, especially with the film releasing wide on December 25th. And rounding out the top 10 was Hamnet, making another $850,000 and dropping 41%. And that wraps up this weekend's box office, as we saw so much competition for Avatar Fire and Ash. Let me know in the comments what movie, if any, did you see in theaters this weekend? And don't forget to like and subscribe, and tune in next weekend where Marty Supreme and Anaconda release in theaters. And as always, keep watching.